Good morning, student. Today I am going to start solving question number 14, which is based on motion in a plane. And listen question carefully. In a harbor, wind is blowing at a speed of 72 km per hour, and the flag on the mast of a boat anchored in the harbor flutters along the northeast direction. If the boat starts moving at a speed of 51 km per hour to the north, what is the direction of the flag on the mast of the boat? So in this case, student, wind is blowing at a speed of 72 km per hour, and the flag which is flutter along the direction of northeast direction. It means if the flag is flutter along the northeast direction, it means direction of the wind is also along the direction of what? Flag which is along northeast direction. So velocity of the wind when the boat is stationary, which is along northeast direction, and the flag which is also flutter in along northeast direction. When the boat start moving towards north, so flag on the mast of a boat will flutter in the direction of relative velocity of wind with respect to boat. This is the condition. And next I will solve what is the direction of the flag on the mast of the boat when boat start moving towards north. So student, here see the diagram carefully. So this is O, and this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west. First, when the boat is stationary, when the boat is stationary, when the boat is stationary, flag on the mast of a boat flutters along northeast direction. So velocity of wind, the velocity of wind is also along the northeast direction, and which is given, velocity of wind which is given, that is what? 72 km per hour. So this is the velocity of the wind, and which is shown by, that is what? OA. This is the velocity of wind in this direction. When the boat is stationary, flag flutters along the direction of the northeast direction. So wind velocity is also in the direction of what? Motion of the flag, that is what? So velocity of wind in the direction of northeast direction, and this is 45 degrees, student. When boat start moving towards north, the flag flutters along the direction of relative velocity of wind, with respect to boat. Clear? So when boat is stationary, flag on the mast of the boat flutter along northeast direction. So velocity of wind is also along northeast direction. When boat start moving towards north, the flag flutters. The flag flutters along the direction of relative velocity of wind with respect to boat. That is what? VR. So flag. So when this is the velocity of what? Boat. VB. And student. It means that is and that is VRB, VWB. Flag will flutter along the direction of relative velocity of wind with respect to what? Boat. So that is what? VW minus what? VB. Relative velocity of flag will flutter along the direction of relative velocity of wind with respect to boat. So it can be written as VW vector minus VB vector. And student, this will come out when the direction of VB is changed. So direction of VB is changed, student. It can be written as what? Minus VB vector. And one vector, that is what? Velocity of wind. Another vector, that is what? Velocity of boat, but in the direction of south. So this is the relative velocity. Resultant velocity of two vectors, VW vector and minus VB vector. The resultant is, that is what? Shown by OD. And this is the resultant vector. Student, this shows the relative velocity of wind with respect to what? So here OD, that is what? OD represents the relative velocity of wind with respect to boat. So in this case, we must change the direction of velocity of boat. So here minus VB vector, which is directed towards south. So student, using this figure, we write VWB, that is what? OD. Using the parallelogram law of vector addition, that is what? Vector OD equal to what? OA plus OS. So it can be written as, student, here, that is what? OD vector. That is what? It can be written as, student, VW plus minus VB vector. Clear? And VW, that is what? OA vector plus minus VB vector, that is what? Here we take OB, so we can write, that is what? OB. So we have to find in which direction flag will flutter. So flag will flutter in the direction of relative velocity of wind with respect to boat when boat start moving. And student, let relative velocity of wind with respect to boat makes an angle, that is what? Theta. Makes an angle, or we can take, that is what? Beta. Okay, we take here, that is what? Theta. And using the formula. Analytical treatment, I have already explained if the resultant vector makes an angle theta or beta with a given vector, OA vector. So student, I have already explain the formula, analytical treatment of vector addition of two vectors using parallelogram method, and the formula comes out to be that b sin theta, which is vector a plus b cos theta. You know that, and this is comes out to be that this is vector a and this is vector. This is vector a, this is vector b, and this is angle beta, and this is, that is what, theta. So this will be what, b sin theta, you know that, I have already calculated, and this will be what, b cos theta. So tan theta, that is what, I have already explained this formula. Now using this formula, so tan beta, that is what, perpendicular, by using this triangle OAB, by using this triangle, perpendicular by base, perpendicular, that is what, b sin theta, base, that is what, a plus b cos theta. So here resultant vector, that is what, suppose that this is resultant vector, this resultant vector, that is what, here OD, that is shown v vector b wb, which is the resultant vector, and if this resultant vector makes an angle what, theta, with what, first vector, it means what, this is the first vector. So using this formula, if OD, that is what, relative velocity of wind with respect to boat, if OD means what, relative velocity of wind with respect to boat, if OD vector makes an angle, so also we have take here, that is what, beta, make angle beta with OA vector. OA vector means what, OD makes an angle theta with OA vector, and use this formula. So what will be happen, tan beta b sin theta, this value, it means first vector, that is what, this first vector, that is what, this, but magnitude comes out to be that what, second vector, magnitude comes out to be that first vector, this one, second vector, this one, angle made by the resultant from first vector, angle made by the first vector, angle made by the resultant first vector, but in formula numerator comes out to be the b sin theta. B sin theta means this one. So it means what, we have to take magnitude of this. So we put VB sin theta, and A means what, this vector from which resultant makes an angle, so that is what, VW plus B cos theta means what, VB cos theta. Now student, see here, this angle, that is what, 90, this angle, that is what, 90, this angle, that is what, this is, this angle, that is what, this is VB sin theta. So, student, so total angle between them, that is what, this is 90, angle between VW and minus VB, so this is what, 90, this is 90 and 45, northeast direction, that is what, 45, so total angle, that is what, 135, so a total angle between VW vector and minus VB vector, that is what, 135 degree. So total angle between the wind velocity and the velocity of boat in south direction, which is 135 degree. because total this angle that is what 90 and this that is what 45. 90 plus 45 that is what 135. So here theta that is what, and VB student, velocity of boat which is given, velocity of boat which is given 51 kilometer per hour, and velocity of wind which is also given 72 kilometer per hour. This is given value. So velocity of boat 51 kilometer per hour, velocity of wind which is 72 kilometer per hour. Putting the value, VB that is what 51 sine 135. No problem in angle between two vector. This is 90 and this is 45. So VB that is what 51. Now VW that is what 72. Again VB that is what 51 and that is what cos 45. And you know that sin 90, 51 that is sin 90 plus theta cos theta, and that is what cos 45. Cos 45 and student here 72 plus minus cos 90 cos 135 and cos 90 plus 45 and cos 90 plus theta minus sin theta. So this will be what minus 51 and then what sin 45. So 51 and cos 45 is student, its value that is what 1 by root 2. 72 this is what 51. Sin 45 its value is also what root 2. And student, so tan beta comes out to be that, tan beta comes out to be that, and this comes 51 root 2, 51 by root 2, this one, and student, it can be written as 72 minus 72 root 2 minus 51. This will be by root 2, and this root 2 and this root 2 cancel out, and it can be written as student 51 by 72 root 2 minus 51 tan beta. And student, putting the value of root 2 1.414, and after solving this its value comes out to be student 1.0037. After solving this, 72 is multiplied by 1.414, and after subtracting 51 and after solving this, tan beta comes out to be that, which is 1.0337. Suppose that if tan beta that is what 1, tan beta that is what tan 45 that is what 1. So in natural tangent table when we solve it, so this value comes out to be student more than 45 degree, and this 45 degree can be written as, so it can be written as student tan 45.01 degree. Its value comes out to be that 0.45 degree, and so beta comes out to be in this case 45.01 degree. And student, what the resultant OD, resultant velocity of wind with respect to B, this is the east direction. So angle made by the resultant vector with east direction, that is what? Here theta that is what? Here beta that is what? 95, 45 plus something. So what this angle made by OD means what? OD vector from east. That is what? Initially that is what? What the angle? That is what? 45 degree. This is 45 degree and this will be what? This will be calculated, that is what? 45.01 degree. So what this OD is the resultant vector which makes angle, that is what? 45.01 degree. So what the angle made by the resultant vector with east direction? That is what? This angle. So we can solve it. 45.01 degree minus 45 degree. So that is what? 0.01 degree. So 0.01 degree, it means what? Nearly east. So flag on the mast of a boat flutter almost along nearly what? Almost along, that is what? East direction. So in which direction flag on the mast of a boat flutter when the boat start moving towards north? So flag on the mast of a boat flutter almost along east direction, because resultant velocity of wind with respect to boat makes angle point 01 with east direction. This is the answer of this given question. Now next question, question number 15. The ceiling of a long hall is 25 meter high. What is the maximum horizontal distance that a ball thrown with a speed of 40 meter per second can go without hitting the ceiling of the hall? And a student given ceiling of the hall whose height, that is what? Which is 25 meter, and initial velocity of the ball which is thrown with 40 meter per second. G will take 9.8 meter per second, and we have to find maximum horizontal distance traveled by ball without hitting the ceiling of the hall. And student, if ball is thrown with an angle theta with horizontal, the maximum height of the ball is h equal to, you know that, u square sin square theta by what? 2g. U square sin square theta by what? 2g. And student, this maximum height, that is what? 25. If ball is thrown at an angle of theta with horizontal and the ball reaches to a maximum height, that is what? 25 meter. So first we have to find u, that is what given? 40 square sin square theta by 2g. 2g means what? 9.8. And sin square theta can be written as a student sin square theta, which is 50 into 25 into 9.8 by 40 into 40. 40 into 40, and this will be cancelled out. 4, 49, and this is 16. And student, sin square theta 49, 144, 16, this will be, and sin square theta. And student, after solving this value comes out to be that 0.306 sin square theta. After solving this, its value comes out to be that 0.306, and we have to find sin theta. So we have taken sin theta can be written as student root 0.306, and after solving this, its value is also comes out to be that 0.554. So sin theta, that is what? 0.554, sin square theta 0.306, and we have to find what the maximum horizontal range covered by the ball without hitting the ceiling, which is thrown with an angle of theta. So student, formula of R, that is what? U square sin 2 theta by G, and sin 2 theta, that is what? 2 sin theta into cos theta. So sin theta I have calculated. So what is the value of cos theta? So we use the formula of sin square theta plus cos square theta, that is what? 1. So sin square theta, which is written as 1 minus cos square theta. So sin theta can be written as root 1 minus cos square theta. Cos square theta can be written as root 1 minus sin square theta. So cos theta can be written as student. We have to find cos theta. So 1 minus what? Sin square theta, and its value can be written as student. Sin square theta means what? This one 0.306. Its value is already square of this. So 0.306. And student, after solving this value comes out to be that 0.833. Subtracting this, and after taking the square root of this value given, required value, cos theta comes out to be that 0.833. Sin theta comes out to be that 0.554. Cos theta can be obtained 0.833. And student, now we have to find what the maximum horizontal range traveled by a ball. So maximum horizontal range range formula can be written as R equal to U square sin 2 theta by what? G. And sin 2 theta, using the formula sin 2 theta, that is what? R equal to U square 2 sin theta into cos theta by what? G. And student, now sin theta and cos theta. Sin theta, this is one. Cos theta, that is what? Now putting the value of u that is what? 40 square to sin theta. Its value comes out to be that what? 0.554 into cos theta, which is 0.833 by what? G, which what? 9.8. And student, now I am directly write the solution of this So you can solve this, multiply all this, divide by 9.8, and this value comes out to be that, student, this value comes out to be that 150.7 meters. So this is the answer. So it is your responsibility, use square it, multiply this and divide it. And after solving this, so maximum horizontal range in this case comes out to be that 1.57 meter. So in this question there will be a lot of problem occurring you have facing when you are taking the square root. So you must solve this question with precaution, and then you can get the maximum horizontal in 150.7 meter. And next question, question number 16. And next question, student, that is question number, which question number? Most of the question I have already solved. So question 16 I have solved. Question number 17. Question number 17. And student, question is that, question number 17. Yes, listen. A stone tied to end of a string 80 centimeter long is whirled in a horizontal circle, just like that. Horizontal circuit with a constant speed. It means what? Stone is revolving in a horizontal circuit with constant speed. It means stone is doing a uniform circular motion, and uniform circular motion speed is constant, but direction of motion continuously changes. So acceleration which is acted toward the center of the circular path, and this acceleration is known as centripetal acceleration, and centripetal acceleration A is equal to V square by R, or A equal to R omega square. So a stone tied to the end of a string 80 centimeter long is whirled in a horizontal circuit with a constant speed. If the stone makes 40 revolutions in 25 seconds, what is the magnitude and direction of acceleration of the stone? So magnitude can be determined by formula A equal to R omega square, and direction, that is what? Toward the center of circular path, because stone is revolving in a circular path with a constant speed. So student, here radius of stone, that is what? Is 80 centimeter. This is the radius. So R, that is what? 80 centimeter, which is given. And along a stone tied to end of a string 80 centimeter long is whirled in a horizontal circuit with a constant speed. If the stone makes 40 revolution in 25 seconds, it means what? Definition of the frequency, number of cycle per second. But here given, that is what? 40 revolution in 25 seconds. So what the frequency of revolution of the stone? So frequency can be written as what? So frequency, that is what? Number of cycle, that is what? 40, and how much? 25 seconds. So that is what? 25 seconds. So revolution per second, RP. Yes, revolution per second, number of cycle per second are 14 by 25. According to definition of frequency, number of cycle completed by the stone in 1 second. So that is what? Divided by 14 by 25. And student, it can be multiplied 4 for this one, and this comes out to be, that is what? 25 into 100. Therefore, that is what? 100. 56, it comes out to be, that is what? 100. So frequency comes out to be that what? 0.56. Clear? Hertz or revolution per second. And student, we have to find centripetal acceleration. So we know that formula A equal to what? R omega square. But here R which is given, but omega we know the formula omega, that is what? 2 pi nu. And this value which is given 80 centimeter can be converted into what? Meter, which is written as what? 10 to the power, and its value, that is what? 2 into 3.14 into frequency which is given, that is what? 0.56, and this is given in terms of what? Meter per second square. But in terms of answer is given in centimeter per second square. So it can be written as 80 into 2 into 3.14 into 0.56. Here square also, omega 2 pi nu square, that is what? This will be square. And student, in terms of centimeter per second square, because 80 centimeter converted into meter and now divided by 100, so it written is what? Centimeter per second square. And this value comes out to be, student, now I am going to write directly 991.2 centimeter per second square, and this is the centripetal acceleration. Direction, that is what? Direction of AC is what? Towards what? Towards center of circular path. Towards center of circular. So direction of centripetal acceleration is what? Towards center. So formula centripetal acceleration R omega square, R that is what? 80 into 10 to the power minus 2, 2 pi nu, 2.3.14, and nu, that is what? 0.56 square of this in terms of meter per second square. But answer is given in centimeter per second square. So multiply, this meter is multiplied by 100, this will be cancelled out. So 80, and this value after solving this, squaring of this, multiply with 80, and its value comes out to be that 991.2 centimeter per second square. Direction of this centripetal acceleration toward the center of circular path. Next question, student, question number, that is 18. Question number 18. Next, that is what? Question number 18. Question number 18. So now question number 18. Listen. An aircraft executes a horizontal loop of radius 1 kilometer with a steady speed. Steady speed means what? Constant speed of 900 km per hour. Once again, an aircraft execute a horizontal loop of radius 1 kilometer with a steady speed of 900 km per hour. Compare its centripetal acceleration with the acceleration due to gravity. So student, centripetal acceleration, we have to find the ratio of centripetal acceleration with what? Acceleration due to gravity. And here radius of circular path, this radius of circular path, that is given, aircraft execute a horizontal loop of radius 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer can be changed 10 to the power 3 meter, and also given radius with a steady speed of 900 kilometer. So V, that is what? 900 kilometer per hour, student. It can be changed into meter per second. So that is what? 900 into 5 by 18. 18 5 ja 50. That is what? 25 250 meter per second. And centripetal acceleration formula. centripetal acceleration, you know that AC, that is what? Another formula, V square by R. You know that. One formula, that is first formula, V square by R. Another formula, R omega square. So V square means what? That is what? 250 into 250 divided by radius, that is what? 1000. This will be written. This will cancel, this will cancel, cancel. Here 25 into 25, that is what? 625 divided by 10. It comes out to be that 62.5 meter per second square. Centripetal acceleration 62.5 centimeter. Now we have to find AC by. So AC by G means what? AC, which is 62.5, which is calculated, and G, you know that, 9.8. And after solving this, its value comes out to be, student, directly I am going to write its value 6.38. 6.38. This is the answer of the question number 18. So to solve this and take the ratio of centripetal acceleration to acceleration due to gravity, and its value comes out to be that 6.38. This is the answer. Next question, student. This is the theoretical question, and this is question number 19. Question number 19. And this question is, listen carefully. Read each statement below carefully and state with reason if it is true or false. So first question, question number 19. The net acceleration of a particle in a circular motion is always along the radius of the circle toward the center. So this statement, that is what? False, because this statement is true only in case when particles doing a uniform circular motion. If a particle is doing a uniform circular motion, in that case, speed of the particle, which is remain constant, but direction of motion is changed, and due to this direction of motion, acceleration, which is acting toward the center of the circular path, which is along the direction of radius vector. So the statement which is wrong means false. Second question, B part. The velocity of a particle at a point is always along the tangent to the path of the particle at that point. The statement, that is what? True. The velocity of a particle at any point is always along the tangent to the path of the particle at that point. Suppose that a particle is moves in a circular path, suppose that, and if you draw a tangent on it, so velocity of the particle at any point on the path is along to tangent to the path. This statement, that is what? True. And student, suppose that particle is released. If you are rotating, if you are rotating a stone through a string, and at any point, if you draw a tangent on the circular path which give the direction of the velocity of the particles or a stone, and if we cut the, or if we release the particle, these particles move along the direction of the tangent to the path. So the given statement, that is what? Correct. And third part, the acceleration vector of a particle in uniform circular motion average over one cycle is a null vector. This statement is correct. And if the particle is moving in a circle with constant speed, particle is doing a uniform circular motion. So student, if the particle is doing a uniform circular motion at any point, at any 2 point in the diametrically opposite point, point A and point B, at this point, direction of the velocity of the particle, that is what? Shown by here also, that is what? Magnitude, that is what? Same, but direction of motion is changed. It means what? Velocity change. But when the particle is doing a uniform circular motion, centripetal acceleration, which is acting towards what? Toward the center, and at A point and diametrically opposite at B point, direction of the centripetal acceleration is what? Towards center. So direction of this point and direction of this point, the acceleration is what? Which is acting in opposite direction. So they will what? Cancel each other. At any point, suppose that particle which is at A point, so here velocity, here direction of acceleration, that is what? At this point towards center, at this point towards center. It means acceleration, that is what? Acceleration, that is what? Vector quantity. Their magnitude is what? Same, that but direction is opposite. So they will cancel each other, they will cancel each other. So at every point on the circular path, to any two diametrically opposite point, acceleration which is acting in opposite direction to each other. So that is what? So we can say that this acceleration cancelled by this acceleration cancelled by this acceleration, because the direction of acceleration at the center at any two diametrically opposite point is what? Their direction is what? Towards center, but they will what? Acting in opposite direction with respect to any two diametrically opposite point. So we can say that in this statement we can write the acceleration vector of particle in uniform circular motion average over cycle is a null vector, because at any two diametrically opposite point on the circular path, direction of acceleration is what? Acting in opposite direction. So they will what? Cancel each other. So we can say that so we can say that acceleration vector of a particle in uniform circular motion average over one complete cycle is a null vector. Next one, student, that is question number 23. Question number 23. Now I am going to write question number 23. Question number 23, and this is V average, which is 1 by 2 Vt1 plus Vt2. This is first part. Second, that is what? This is A. Next one is what? B. V average, student, which is written here, R vector T2 minus R vector T1 divided by T2 minus T1, and C part, student, C part, that is what? V average, and C part Vt, that is what? Given, which is written as V at time t equal to 0 plus vector A and T, and D part, student, which is vector RT, which is equal to R vector 0 plus V vector T, V vector 0 T plus half plus half vector A t square. This is t square and this is part E, student, which is given A average. A average which is given vector Vt2 minus Vt1 divided by T2 minus T1. This is the question which is given, question number 23. This is the question given, and question is that for any arbitrary motion in space, listen carefully, for any arbitrary motion in space, it means what? The acceleration of the particle cannot be uniform, because for any arbitrary motion in space, so motion of the particle cannot be the acceleration of the particle cannot be uniform for an arbitrary motion. So which of the following relations are true? And here average stand for average of the quantity over the time interval t1 to t2. So which of the following relations are true? And the given statement is that for any arbitrary motion in space, so which of the following is true? So student, one thing should be remembered, that for an arbitrary motion, the acceleration of the particle cannot be uniform. So student, you know that equation of motion v equal to u plus at, and this equation is we have to derive by taking the consideration object is moved with a uniform acceleration. So that is what this formula, that is what incorrect for arbitrary motion in space. Again, this formula is also s equal to ut plus half at square if the position vector at t equal to 0 is given. So here again, this equation which is also is derived for considering the object is moved in a straight line path with a uniform acceleration. So this formula is also what? Incorrect. So this formula C is incorrect, D is incorrect, and student, V average is equal to half Vt1 plus vector Vt2. This formula is also occurs when the velocity of the object changes. When the velocity of the object changes uniformly, then this formula is true. So here this formula is also incorrect. So next, so A is incorrect, C is incorrect, D is incorrect, B, V average is equal to position vector RT2 minus RT1 by T2 minus T1. This statement B is what? This statement is what? Correct? And V average acceleration, V vector Vt2 minus vector Vt1 by T2 minus T1. This formula is also correct for this statement. So B, C, C, A, C, D statement, that is what? Incorrect, because the acceleration of the particle cannot be uniform for arbitrary motion in space. Only statement B is only formula B and E, that is what? Correct. This is the answer of question number 23. And next question number 24. Question number 24, student. Question number 24. It is also based on statement question. Question number 24. Listen carefully. Read each statement below carefully and state with reason an example if it is true or false. First question. A scalar quantity is 1. A scalar quantity is 1. First, that is what? A scalar quantity is 1 is conserved in a process. Is conserved in a process. So student, we have considering about scalar quantity. So in rotational motion, when you study about the elastic collision and inelastic collision, when in rotational motion chapter, when you study the elastic collision and inelastic collision, in that chapter you study that kinetic energy, that is what? Scalar is not conserved in inelastic collision. So in rotational motion, when you study inelastic collision, angular momentum, linear momentum, which is a vector quantity, which is conserved, but kinetic energy is not conserved in inelastic collision, and kinetic energy, that is what? Scalar quantity. So read each statement carefully and state with reason. For example, it is true or false. A scalar quantity is 1 is conserved in a process, that is what? False. This statement, that is what? False. Because kinetic energy is not conserved in inelastic collision. So A, that is what? Wrong. Next one. Second, B, that is what, student? Can never take negative value. Can never take negative value. I am studying about the scalar quantity. Student, this statement, that is what? False. Which is also false. Why? You know that temperature, that is what? Scalar quantity, and temperature can be measured either positive or negative. So temperature, which is the scalar quantity, its value can be taken in the form of what? Negative value. So another, that is what? Electric potential. It is also a scalar quantity, and it also have a negative value. So given statement, a scalar quantity can never take a negative value, that is what? False. Temperature and electric potential, which have a negative value. So given statement, that is what? False. Next, C part. That is C part. Must be dimensionless. Must be dimensionless. Must be dimension means what? A scalar quantity is 1. Must be a dimensionless. Mass, this statement is also what? False. Reason is that mass is a scalar quantity, but it has a dimension. Mass is measured in what? Kg, so its dimension is L, and its unit, that is what? Kg. Kinetic energy, that is what? It is a scalar quantity, and it also have a dimension. So the given statement, that is what? False. Next and last, that is what? Has the same value of D, that is what? E point. Has the same value, has the same value for observers, has the same value for observers with different has the same value for observer with different orientation with different orientation of axis. So a scalar quantity is 1 has same value for observer with a different orientation of axis. So this statement is what? True. This statement is true because mass can be measured. Mass can be measured by the different observers. Mass can be measured by different observers mass can be measured by the observers with different orientation of axis. Its value remains same. So this is statement that is what? True. And this is the explanation of question number 24. Thank you. A scalar quantity is one that does not vary from one point to another point in space, and this statement that is what? False. Density, you know that density that is what? Scalar quantity, and density varies point to point in the atmosphere.